Hello, and welcome to 5 Minute Math. Today we are looking at the Algebra 1 concept of domain and range of linear functions. This is standard A.2A in the great state of Texas, and we are using item number 37 of the 2025 released STAAR test. If you haven't done so already, please go ahead and take a moment to pause the video, work this problem out on your own, unpause it, and we will look at our answers together. So we've got the owner of a business purchasing a delivery van for 62,500. And what it's going to do is it's going to depreciate because what happens is as you start driving a car or any type of vehicle, it actually loses value. It's never as valuable as it was when you first drove it off the lot, unless for some reason you're putting classic car, muscle car back together, and sometimes it has collector's value. And so we see that linear relationship here, and we need to find the inequality that best represents the domain. All right, and so we've got our answers down there, but let's go ahead and just take a look at our domain here, and then we'll find our answers down below. So when we're talking about the domain, it's usually put together with two different terms used almost within the same breath, domain and range. So we're just focusing on domain, but let's go ahead and define both of them because sometimes they're easy to remember if you kind of keep them separate. So the domain is the set of all numbers that are input values, or the set of all inputs, if you want to call it that way. And our range is going to be the set of all numbers and our output values. And we can also call these our independent variables, our independent values, and our dependent. Now, if that's not helping you, think about if you were to take some points here, okay? And so let's take that point right there. That's a point X and Y. That's going to be 0, and they said it was 62,500. All right, let's just take this point right here. It looks like I'm just going to guess 2 and 50,000. And it looks like we got another point. I'm just looking for the major points just to show you something here. Okay, 625,000. All right, that kind of gets the point. We would start graphing something like this in fifth grade, and we would actually get this type of table in third grade. We call this our input and our output table. If you remember that from elementary school, right? You would have your inputs, you would do something to it with a rule, multiply, divide, add, subtract, and then you would get your output. Well, if we have our input values as our x's, that means our domain is always going to be our x values, and our range is always going to be our y values. I'm wanting to connect all these. So these are your x values, and these are your y values. So D comes before R alphabetically, so X comes before Y alphabetically. You can use that. All right, so we're just looking for, it looks like we're going to do it in this inequality notation here. So I can tell you that there are a few things that are not going to work. And take a look. Look at A and C. A and C has got Y's. First off, we're dealing with X's, so A and C is not going to work. It's going to be our X values. And let's look at our X values. X is, it looks like it's going to be greater than or equal to 0, starts at 0. And we're dealing with time, so it goes to 10. So it's less than or equal to 10. It's got a hard stop at 10. It's got these closed circles right here. So we can include the 0 and the 10. That's it. Look at the other X that they give you. It's that 6250, 62,500, but that's our range. Those are our Y values. And so no, our answer here is going to be B, because the X value, which is going to be your time, and whenever you have time, time is always going to be independent, is greater than or equal to 0, less than or equal to 10.